II, black men died at Pearl Harbor. Black men died in Guadalcanal, in the Solomon Islands, in the Philippines, at Iwo Jima. Black men died in North Africa fighting the Germans. Black men died at Anzio Beach, at Palermo, at Naples, to free Rome, to free Paris, to free Europe. Damn it! We died to build America. And America has rebuilt Germany and Japan, and the nigger is still suffering and dying in the streets of America.
Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Willie Docu Stories. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like and share, because here's where we have the real talks that most of the people are afraid to talk about. So without wasting time, we are going to discuss about a very generous man, a very praised man by the name Louis Farrakhan. Be warned, white Americans, a revolution is coming. That's not just a quote, that's a declaration. One that sent shockwaves through political and cultural cycles when Minister Louis Farrakhan spoke those words. But what does that really mean? Is this a threat? Is this a prophecy or a wake-up call to Americans? So without wasting much time, let's break it down so that we can talk about it at the end of the videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
You disrespect God when you call a woman a bitch. And you disrespect yourself because if she's a bitch and she produced you, then you are the son of a bitch. Is that right? Do you want us to call for our 400,000 black men and women that are serving in the armed forces of America to come out and come home, for our fight is in America with the evil forces of racism? What we are saying to you now is that injustice brings its response. And this is why Thomas Jefferson said, "I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just and that his justice cannot sleep forever." Why are you trembling? God has already entered into the fight. The plagues are already here, and they will get worse. And as you plan to kill our people, watch what God does. Most of you Christians don't even know that we believe in Jesus. But it is you who have made a mistake by not accepting Muhammad and looking at a man who brought the final revelation into the world. That is a book called the Holy Quran that you do not know anything about. The Bible that you have has come through the same enemy that corrupted you. Do you think if that man turns you from a human being into a slave and then into an animal and corrupted your very existence, do you think that man would leave the word in its proper and rightful state if it came through his wicked hands? Any man that will not listen good. I don't want to bust this up again. That Farrakhan, he just gets excited and breaks things up. I don't want to break up the rostrum. I want to break up foolishness in your head. Any man that will not treat you right is a man that will not teach you right. And if the white man who has been our teacher has never treated us right from the day that our fathers set the soles of their feet in the Western Hemisphere, I can bet my life that he has never taught us right about God, about religion, about Jesus and the prophets, about science and mathematics and history, because he's not right himself, and therefore everything he teaches is part lie, part truth. And I can prove it. You cannot protect what you cannot control. Wait now. Sisters, when I use the word control, that makes you upset sometimes because you don't want nobody to control you. But no man can protect what he cannot control. Now, you don't have to be a control freak because she has a right to rebel against ignorance that masquerades itself in the form of a controller. I gotta set a balance here. Otherwise, after this lecture's over, some nut is gonna go home and say, see, I got to control what's going on up in here. But I say this, a woman will submit to you that allows them to see it, and they submit to it, then the wisdom is the controlling influence, not you personally. Listen, please. See, truth is above everybody. So you can't say, I'm the boss. I am the boss in this house. Well, wait now. You're supposed to be, but on what basis? It's not your ability to knock your wife around. It must be on the basis of the wisdom that you have for the situations that arise in the relationship. And if you both are angry, don't bother, because she ain't listening to nothing you're saying. And the decibels that get louder and louder, and well, okay, you're screaming, you're hollering, and I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. So when anger subsides, then reason can grow in a house. You can never settle an argument where the male ego is involved if you as a woman don't know how to handle the male ego. That's why he lives in your mouth like a dentist, because you rip him apart with your tongues. You see his weakness, and then you beat him up, and he can't handle that. You're driving him out of your house into the arms of a strange woman who he don't have to live with. He just have fun with and leave. And usually that's what he wants, fun and leave, not responsibility. Boy, this is a tough lecture.
There is no democratic president in the world. And I say truly, who is the democratic president? Trump? Obama? Who is here in Britain? We should be clear. Democracy is an illusion. We cannot have democracy in a capitalist, imperialist, patriarchal system, religious system.
Why not?
Because this is, they want money. Because if you remove religion and capitalism and imperialism, then you will have socialism. And then no government will be there, you know. They are afraid of the real power of the people. You cannot have democracy. Because what is democracy? Democracy is real freedom.
But if you believe that none of these democracies are democracies, why do the people live with it?
Because people are oppressed. People are not organized. We are prevented from organizing. That's the key point. When I was an individual writer, even if I become famous and star, they allow me, but not to organize. The minute I started to organize women and men, I became a danger. You are not organized here. The people here are not organized.
But nobody is stopping organization here.
But they stop it.
No government is going to come and lock you up or kill you in Britain, are they?
But in a subtle way. I know the American way.
Yeah, welcome back again to Willie Doki Stories, and I hope you have watched that very generous man by the name Louis Farrakhan. But to really understand this quote, you have to understand the man Louis Farrakhan isn't the new controversy. A leader of the nation of the Islam, he's been speaking on black liberation, systematic oppression, and white supremacy for decades. Think about it. From slavery to Jim Crow, to redlining to police brutality, black Americans have been shouting for justice for centuries. So, when he says a revolution is coming, It's not just about violence or chaos. It's about radical change, social, political, and economic, because every time America's ignored the cries of the oppressed, a breaking point followed. Black youths are rejecting the old system. Communities are organizing. Art, music, and media are turning into weapons of resistance. Even outside black community, white allies, Latinos, Asians, indigenous people are rising up and saying this system is broken. It's broken. So if Farrakhan is right, is it right? Is Farrakhan right? Is a revolution coming? Maybe we're already in it and don't even realize it. Not with guns or fire, but with ideas, movements, boycotts, elections, and most importantly, unity of the people. Make no mistake, folks, this isn't black Americans versus white America. This is the people versus the system. Farrakhan's speech isn't about hate, it's about accountability. When he says, you can't keep ignoring the storm and be shocked when it hits. White Americans, especially those in power, we must ask ourselves these two questions. The first question is, have we truly faced our racist history? And the second question, are we really trying to fix it or just hide it? Because silent is no longer an option. Folks, let's be clear here. Revolution doesn't have to mean destruction. It can mean rebirth, but only if we are honest with ourselves. Farrakhan's words are controversial, but maybe real controversy is that they still need to be said again in 2025. So now, I ask you, what do you think Louis Farrakhan meant? Do you think America is on the verge of revolution? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and please, folks, keep the comments healthy. And maybe don't forget subscribe, like, and share for real talks. Have a nice time. Peace, brothers.